everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto, 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some Sunday night live chat. Looks like we're connecting on Facebook as well. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube, as you see me glancing back and forth on comments on both formats. Charles is here with us. Glad to have Charles back. Tony's on. Eloy's back. Colorado Memorial's on with us. Glad you guys are here and ready to go. Looks like we're starting to click on Facebook as well, so glad that's working. Hopefully, Ryland's here. Dad's with us. Ryan and Amy are here with us. Scott's with us. Kevin L. made it. Mark's on. Glad you guys all made it back. Weston's on. You guys are what makes this thing tick, so if you guys weren't here, it'd be pretty boring me sitting here talking into a webcam, but Alex is on. Alan's here with us. Scott's with us. Scott says, happy number 161. Yeah, as crazy as that sounds, this is episode number 161. Johnny Z made it. David W. Lee from New York. Eric Roseberry. All kinds of familiar faces coming back again to make this chat what it is. Randy's on with us. And as always, welcome. I know there's a lot of guys that just get on here and hang out with us and don't always comment. Welcome to all you guys as well. Pete's here. So anyway, let's see. Steel Ponies, Jeff's back. Kenny Peterson, Brian Dispatch. Hello, everyone from Canada. Yeah, Brian is way, way, way up there, or way out there east in Canada. Brian Dispatch is so far east, he's not even Eastern time zone. He's actually 2 hours ahead of me right now. So Bill Wagaman's here with us. Numero uno. Glad number one made it back. Dan from Defiance is here. Dennis Chapman made it. Man, a lot of the regulars are back. Glad you guys all made it tonight for some more Sunday night shenanigans. As always, a little bit of housekeeping. If you throw a share out there, let your friends know that we are on and going for tonight in case they want to jump on with us. Super chats are awesome. Sometimes you guys throw super chats up there. It means a lot that you guys think enough of what we're doing to do that. And as always, be sure to check your autocorrect before you hit send. Or check your message before you hit send. If autocorrect changed it to something I can't decipher, I will skip it. If you are on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook. You will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page to comment, participate in the auctions, or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Either one of those are fine. I can see those comments. I just cannot see the comments on the Nobody Show Facebook page. So Alan from Arizona. Yes, Mark, I got your check this week. This one actually showed up in a timely fashion. And as always, sometimes we get a troll on here who can't get enough attention at home, so he wants our attention. I ignore them. You guys do a great job of reporting them and running them off. As always, I appreciate that help because I'm going to ignore them because that's what they want is my attention to try to screw up the chat. So anyway, what's been going on? That's right. Peter smoked the trolls. There we go. Mecum launched a new website this week. I've looked at it a few times. Anthony's here with us. Dale from New York City's on. So even got a few new names jumping on here tonight. Glad you guys are here. But Mecum.com has changed. It is new. I've looked at it a few times. Their old website, I was so familiar with it. It's been that way for probably the 10 years I've been going to Mecum's. And I was extremely familiar with that website. So this one has always taken a little getting used to. But definitely different to be determined if it's going to be better. You know, sometimes you wonder why they change stuff. What they had wasn't fancy, but it sure worked nice. So, all right. Number one says, we have some business to attend to. I just scored a free 1993 05 throttle body, but Shopcat and he'll have to get it tomorrow. So peer pressure him as soon as he says hi. Okay, so we've got to put peer pressure on Shopcat so that him and number one can get that 305 tomorrow. All right. So be sure to remember that when Shopcat jumps on. So be sure to check out Mecum.com, see what you guys think of the website. The next one that we're going to try to go to is Tulsa. If we can get everything put together, we are going to try to go to Tulsa. If some of you guys are in that vicinity and want to try to catch a Mecum, that's probably the next one that I'm going to try to catch. Haven't seen Norma yet tonight, but some other weird kind of different news, and actually some of this was kind of expected. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen Bandimere Speedway in Denver. This is their last year. They are done after this. Bandimere Speedway will no longer exist after this year. I've heard for years that this was coming. The last year when we were out for Rocky Mountain Race Week, when we ran on the mountain for Race Week, Tweedledee's here. You know, you could stand there in the pits, look out across the track, look out across the highway, and they were doing dirt work for development literally right on the other side of the interstate from the racetrack. So I think everybody pretty much knew that was coming. I heard 2 or 3 years ago that there was already an agreement in place, 4 or 5 years ago that, but Bandimere still had contracts to fulfill with the Mile High Nationals and things like that. So I've heard rumors that it was coming, but it was made official this week that Bandimere Speedway will no longer exist after this year. There is talk of the family building a new facility, but that nothing is set in stone on that either. So, but yeah, Bandimere will be gone sooner rather than later. I've heard a little bit about Wichita's Kansas International Dragway. I've heard that it is gone. Our drag strip, Great Bend here in Great Bend is done for this year, and I don't know if it's going to reopen. So that was 3 drag strips this week that got axed. So if that all comes to fruition, but Bandimere is definitely true. They have put a press release out on confirming that. So, number 1 scored an 86 Alberta government telephone C10 in Wheatland yellow. That's kind of cool. Sometimes those little commercial trucks are a little bit different. I don't think it's an eminent domain deal, David W. I think it was finally they wanted them gone. They've been there so long that it's kind of tough to make them leave, but enough money can help change your mind too. So that's what I'm guessing. The offer finally got big enough that they agreed to leave. So, and that's just speculation on my part, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. The offer finally got to the point where you'd be crazy not to take it. Jeff from Ottawa, Ontario is on. That's right. Number 1 hashtag save the Great American Drag Strip. Colorado Morris, a lot of businesses are moving east of Denver, so maybe there's something out there. So yeah, property values is a lot of it. So, that's what happened to Houston. They just tore Houston down a couple weeks ago. Same deal. They wanted the property for development, and the money finally got to the point where, you're crazy not to take it. So Leo's here with us. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they get anything straightened out here in Great Bend. It sounds like I haven't seen any concrete press releases about Wichita, but yeah, Houston, their problem's over. It's gone. That track is already gone. It's been sold, torn down, and it's done. Big jobs here. But, the Wichita deal has been everybody kind of suspected some of that because of the way the sand pits in that area had been moving straight towards the track. There have been rumors for years that the next pit was going to be right where the track was at. And about 2 miles over from the drag strip, where they had already exhausted those pits, as far as sand, they were selling those lots for lake houses, and that was in less than 2 miles of the track. So, you could kind of see the writing on the wall on that deal too coming. So, Michael Glagola from New Jersey is on with us on Facebook. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things shake out, but that's not a good thing for drag racing the way these things have been dropping. Plus, I think Phoenix went by the wayside because of an off-ramp too. So Alec from New Hampshire's on with us. Kenny went to the Sacramento swap meet yesterday with his Nobody Else's Auto shirt. Cool, sweet. Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate that. Yeah, Tulsa's drag strip isn't kind of a good place for that. That's true. Travis is here. Glad you made it. So we'll see what happens in the drag racing world, whether, Bandimere rebuilds, whether they get things sorted out here. If Wichita is totally done, who knows? It's going to be interesting. That's right, West, be back to late night street races. A lot of companies need racetracks because of desperate need to develop the land. Yeah. Yeah, land. Yeah, hopefully I never have to sell out. I don't see development getting out near me anytime in the next several years. So I don't think I have too much to worry about. But anyway, what else has been going on? That's right, Dennis. E-Town's gone. So yeah, it's crazy how many tracks have been lost over the last 3 or 4 years. But what else happened this week? I actually did some cleanup at the yard. I had some cars that needed to go, just crusher stuff that needed to be smashed and hauled off. How much highway frontage do I have? I don't know. I never measured it. Probably 200 or 300 yards of highway frontage. Probably 200, 250 yards of highway frontage, something like that, probably. Yeah, enough to put a plane out there. Good point, Mark. I got enough highway frontage to stick a plane out there. So, yep, it's tough to miss. There's 2,000 cars sitting on the side of the highway, so it's tough to miss. That's for sure. Nobody's drag strip. No, I don't want to run a drag strip. I got enough stuff going on the way it is. So, Bill Wagum, they almost lost Maple Grove. They were going to turn it into one of those insurance junkyard blankets. Really needed around here. But what we did Thursday and Friday, we cleaned up a ton of stuff at the yard. My buddy Stuart that was in some of these videos that we do with all the equipment, all the big heavy equipment. He's an iron guy, so he came over and he got 20 some cars. And but don't worry, because it wasn't anything exciting. Hondas, Toyotas, Nissans. Smash them, stack them, get them out of here. So got rid of about 20 foreign cars that didn't need to be here anyway. And then we went around the new yard with he's got a skid steer with a grapple on it, which we've seen in some of those videos where you just and we went and picked up a ton of junk in the new yard. I bet we picked up at least 30, if not 40 engines laying on the ground, buried in that had sunk in 10 inches into the mud. So it was nasty stuff, and it all went to iron. But this stuff we were throwing away, I mean, we were picking up these engines and the water was running out of the bottom of them because there was no oil pan left on them. The oil pan was so rusted out. Just junk, just boat anchors that I've been working around. But we filled one box with engines and junk that were laying around in the new yard, just literally picking stuff up off the ground and putting them in this box. And we hauled in 16 tons of junk that we picked up off the ground. So there was a lot of weight there. Big Job just got a 56 Big Job fire truck on eBay. Nice. So that sounds like a good piece. Heard that Toyota's getting into hydrogen engines. Hydrogen fuel cells have been in development for years and years and years. I remember talking about hydrogen fuel cell when I was in college in the late 90s, studying them. So hydrogen fuel cell technology is nothing new. It is just not a technology that is convenient at this point. There isn't the infrastructure there again to support it. Plus the basically where the hydrogen comes from is from natural gas. So it's still a fossil fuel type deal. So anyway, let me see, get caught up here on comments. All right. Looks like we're in pretty good shape. I'm sure I've missed a few guys. I apologize. Things get scrolling here pretty quick. Old School made it tonight. So we got a lot of junk cleaned up. I've got some clips shot from that. So we will be definitely sharing those clips with you as far as the cleanup at the yard. If you're on Facebook, you've seen lunch where I had lunch sitting on the front of the loader. Dad was out there Friday, and Stuart was out there with the equipment, and it got cleaned up a ton of stuff that just needed to go. Dad's legs are still healing. They're just slow. He's got to go in and get the other one fixed now that this one's finally healing. So still got kind of an uphill battle there with his feet and legs. So but what else did happen this week that was kind of exciting? And I've got content coming on this as well. There was a guy here in town I've known for years who has a bunch of service stations and has since the 70s. And actually, his dad started him in the 60s. Well, one of his storage buildings got ran into on Thursday. Not even sure how it happened, but this guy literally, he drove 50 yards to hit the building and never stopped in the meantime. So not really sure how it worked out, how this guy hit the building, but he did. And damaged it fairly badly to the point where this one section of the building has got to come off. And what was interesting about it and why I got involved is he had been Texaco throughout the 80s and 90s and several Texaco stations. He gave up Texaco right around the turn of the century, 99, 2000, right in there, when they partnered up with Shell. He said when they got involved with Shell, and then Chevron bought him out after that, he said the partnership with Shell was not good. That's when he got out. That happened in around 99. And so that's when he got out. That's when he took all this Texaco stuff down and put it all into storage. So he called me, and we started going through stuff and had a stacks of letters, the Texaco off the sides of the buildings, the light up, the big light up Texaco letters. And literally right where this vehicle hit the building, had it gone another 2 to 3 feet after it hit the building, it would have crushed an entire case of brand new Texaco letters, still in the boxes or still in the big box on the pallet. Fortunately, it didn't hit it. We got them all dug out, but literally it was this far from hitting this entire case of brand new 30-year-old Texaco letters. So this is all 80s and 90s stuff. It's all plastic, but it's super cool. I'll show you a quick picture. If you guys are interested, I can show you. I got a video coming on all of it, digging it out. 3 X's from the letters. Actually, the weird part about it is they're all separate except the X and the A. The X and the A are one pieces. What the racetrack here is kind of a political mess right now, is what it amounts to. So the city's behind it, but there's some other things going on that are going to have to be straightened out. And hopefully they get it straightened out and will be open next year, but who knows? But just in case you guys are curious, like I said, I'll get the video up here soon. But there's the first trailer load of the Texaco stuff. Now, these letters are all 30-inch letters. There goes the hearts. I love the hearts. The hearts and the fireworks and all that cool stuff you guys throw up for me. So there's that's the first trailer load. I had another half trailer load and a full pickup load is what came out of that deal. So Mark wants one. That's right. Trust your car to the system with a star. But like I said, there you can see my car trailer is 20 foot and it's front to back. So I'll get the video up on that hopefully this week. I think, no, they weren't cheap. I know they definitely weren't cheap. But there again, where do you get the chance to do that? I think there's 9 sets of letters. So I'm hoping that I come up with 6 or 7 good sets. Obviously the set that was still in the box, fortunately, it didn't get crushed, and I've got those. I'm keeping those. We got them out of the box, but they are all still bubble wrapped, all brand new. That set I'm keeping. There are 5 like 30 or 36 inch round stars. They're like a bevel. There are 3 that are about the same size, but they are kind of an embossed sign. They're plastic, but they're actually the stars embossed instead of just painted on. So lots of cool stuff on this deal. But there again, you don't always get a chance to you don't fall into loads like that very often. So I went ahead and grabbed them, and I'll start sorting through them. And obviously I'm going to sell a lot of the extra stuff off. I don't need 9 sets of Texaco letters, especially when I've got the new set that I'm keeping. So X-Ray made it. Yep, Brian loves Texaco stuff too. Yeah, John's here with us. Glad John made it tonight. So anyway, that video's coming up. That was a lot of fun. It all happened right in the middle of doing this iron though. That the guy hit the building about 11:30 on Thursday. My iron guy pulled in about 2 o'clock on Thursday. So I was at the yard, back into town, back into town. I was down there at 7:30 one night loading stuff, trying to dig stuff out of that building. It was crazy, but we got it all done. The iron's gone, the letters are here, and it all worked. It just got a little bonkers. So, but it was fun and it was exciting. Those big scores like that are always super cool. One more thing real quick. Next week, I am going to be out of town. So I'm probably not going to plan on going on, which is going to change the raffle and everything. I've been thinking about it. A Hurst 4-speed shifter for a bench seat car. I do not have anything there, Weston. And I'm thinking that, I'd have to bag up the names. Obviously, I wouldn't take the toys with me, but sometimes when I'm out of town, and this is what I run into, if I get busy while I'm out of town because I've got stuff going on, sometimes it's kind of tough to squeeze it in. So I think if it's cool with you guys at this point, we will probably skip next week. If everything is really calm like Sunday and I've got a little time, we may jump on for a bit just to catch up, for the week. But I think at this point, I'm going to tell you we're going to plan on skipping. If I jump on for a little bit, I'll go ahead and make a post about 6, say we'll jump on for a bit and catch up with everybody's week. But Mark says just do it the following week. Appreciate that, Mark. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And that's obviously going to change this raffle and the next raffle. So, yeah, you have to party by yourselves again. Jeff's got to be working that late that day anyway, so works good for him. Kenny says that's fine, Johnny. That still baffles me, the Johnny Carson comments, but I'll take them. I mean, I don't think I'm anywhere near that level, but I will take it. Yeah, so sometimes a break's not always bad either. So, like I said, and if everything is calm, and here's what happened last time I was out of town, on top of the fact the internet crashed, is by the time we got done with everything we were doing Sunday afternoon, and then tried to eat and tried to be back at the hotel and have everything set up by 7, it just kind of got crazy. Maybe talk Shopcat into hosting an alternate event. Yeah, maybe that's a possibility too. But like I said, if everything is calm and cool, I'll throw a post up about 6 saying, hey, we'll jump on for a little bit. If you don't see anything around 6, I'm probably still tied up. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. We'll bump the raffle back 1 week, which no, I don't know anything about an IH show. But we'll and that's another thing too, Alec. It is kind of tough doing it at a hotel. All right. Big Job just sent me a picture. So we'll get to that here in just a second. But yeah, it is tough with the Wi-Fi, things like that. Tweedledee got his package sweet because Tweedledee had a pretty good pile built up. You know, he waited a few weeks before he paid for it. So he had Thule D got a really great box. Okay. There it is. There's Big Job's fire truck. That is pretty sweet. That's crazy for $22.50 though. So there it is. There's the Big Job fire truck. So anyway, we'll play it by ear. That's right, Bill. Double your money on it right now. And if it looks like we can get on, I will have a post up. If not, we will see you guys the following week. We will do the raffle the following week, and then we'll roll into the new raffle after that. So more hearts, sweet. Plus, that gives you guys an extra week to get into the raffle as well, because it's such a great raffle this month. Obviously, all three of those trucks are going to new owners here in a few weeks. Put it close to the camera. Let's see if we can do this. Maybe I can blow it up a little bit like that. How's that? Does that look better? Can I help you? You want to see the fire truck too? Yes. Here, you want to see the fire truck? Hey, there, you want to see the fire truck? No, you don't go towards the keyboard. No. You stay away from the keyboard. So that was a serious score. Yeah, like number one says, you can even afford that in Canada. It was only $30 Canadian. So even the Canadian guys could swing that one and not get killed on the exchange rate. Alex even says it's cool too. Hey, Cat, what are you doing? Hey. Yes, you. Can we help you? You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? Here, say hi. Yes, you're a goofball. Come here. All right. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Yes. Oh, that's right. Michael just made the comment because remember Michael bought that 5-gallon can here a few weeks ago. Well, I had put all of his other stuff he had bought inside of it. It's like a giant Christmas present. The bucket just kept coming out. So, yeah, Weston thought his 51 Chevy for $400 was cheap. Yeah, $22.50 was pretty smoking. Let's see. I'm trying to keep Gray Kitty away from the keyboard. That's right. That's cheaper than what Big Job pays for some emblems. So, what? Can we help you? Or you just want to be in the way again? Oh, Chunky Butt's in your chair. That's why you're over here. There's another office chair over there that she usually sits in, and Chunky Butt is in that chair. So when her chair is occupied, she's a wreck because she wants her chair back. Yes, you're fine. You don't need to go back to impound, do you? You need to be out of the way is what you need to be. Ryland's got a 65 Ford pickup for $2,700, no motor, which that one sounds like that would make somebody a good project. All right, you need to get out of the way because we got to get to the promo model. Yes, time for a promo. What? All right, we got to get to the promo model. You got to move. You got to move because we got to do the promo. Seriously? Yeah, if you need to get a hold of me, just give me a shout. Trientamine? I'm not sure how that was. Trientamine. I'm sure I'm botching that. I apologize for that. So, yes, cat, move. Kitty cat, move. No, get away from the keyboard. You can go down. Just because somebody's in your chair doesn't mean you can't deal with it. All right, time to move on. Got to keep rolling. Keep the cats out of the way. On to the promo models, some badges, emblems, some story time, into the auctions, and, of course, a magazine. Before promo, any Crossfire injection air cleaners. I've got extra stuff for my Corvette is all I've got. I don't know if I've got any F-body ones that are spares. I've got one spare for my Corvette, but I think that's all I've got. So anyway, the promo model tonight is kind of a neat car, pretty unique car, in pretty decent shape. It does have one broken A-pillar on the 1969 Cutlass 442 in Palomino Gold Metallic. Kind of an interesting color. And not only is it, it's kind of an interesting color, this car actually has a red interior. So Palomino Gold Metallic, red line tires, red interior, pretty sharp promo. This one in pretty decent shape. Front end's not busted up on it. We can see this one broken A-pillar over here on the right side. Back of it's still pretty much intact. Nothing's chipped off the corners of the bumper or anything broke. As with most of these promos, the bottom side's pretty basic. It's all just cast into there, all the details. No specific pieces, just cast into one basic bottom that shows the drive line in it. Obviously, we can see the 442 on the trunk here. Of course, the 1969 on the rear bumper on the license plate, which is very common with these promos. We can see the 442 on the fenders as well. And a pretty sharp car. This was a little bit dirty when I got it. I did polish it out the other day and really showed, I don't know if you guys can really make it out how unique this color really is. It's not really gold. It's not really silver. It's not really pewter. It's just kind of a really unique color. Obviously, all the original wheels, all the original Cutlass wheels still on it with red line tires. So I thought it was a pretty sharp promo on the 1969 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. And one thing I just noticed, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not, you see the gear shifter. Actually, it was a 4-speed car. We can see it actually has a shifter sticking up out of the floor. So a pretty unique piece. And I bet it does look gray on a lot of screens. But it is a metallic color, and that's one bad thing about it, is I figured it was going to be kind of tough to see. That's why I actually looked up the color. And Palomino Gold Metallic is what is the closest thing it looked like on the color chart to me. So glad you guys are digging that one. It is a cool piece. This promo segment is fun. I'm glad you guys had the idea to do it. I love digging these old promos out and going through them, polishing them up, and sharing them with you guys. Al's grandparents had one. Alex says gray-green on his screen, so. Time for some badges, and then time for some story time. As always, we'll start off with a pre-war badge, then we'll work to our post-war badge and talk about those particular vehicles. Our pre-war badge tonight is a very unique piece. One of my favorite websites, American Auto Emblems, actually, this is one of the badges they list as scarce. So a difficult to find piece. This one is a little bit rough, but an extremely hard to find piece. There are 3 different versions of them. I have 2 of them. I do not have all 3. These were made from 1929 to 1931. This particular one was a 2930 badge. Kenny says, look like Palomino Gold from his end. So, but this was a headlight bar badge for the 1929-1930 Chrysler. Now, these are super unique because they literally mounted right in the middle of the headlights on the headlight bar, as it was back then when you had the bar that went right between the headlights on the old cars. So this was a pretty unique piece to have this mounted like that. And there it is. So this literally, it almost kind of stuck up like a sore thumb. So finding one intact is extremely difficult. They were mounted, they were in a very vulnerable position on the car, very easily knocked off, and not a lot of them survived. Billy Bowman's here. More hearts, sweet. So this literally mounted right between the headlights, stuck up right on top of the headlight bar. You know, not a big, heavy deal. I mean, it's got a little bit of meat to it for an emblem, but somebody could walk up and lean on it and pop it off. Screwed on right here with two pieces here. This was enameled here. The black wasn't enameling on it. You guys are digging it. A lot of you guys are liking this thing. It is a pretty unique piece, that's for sure. Lots of people like this thing. The lightning bolt, I'm not sure why they put that in there. All of them had it, the 66, the 70, and the 77. Bill said that was a Johan promo in 69. So thanks for clarifying that, Bill. On the back, this actually was dished. It was curved right here to literally, because the headlight bar was round, it literally was curved out, cut out to mount on the bar, took the curve of the bar into consideration so that this thing would mount right in the middle of that headlight bar. It is 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. So 3 3/8, 2 1/8 high. But when the American Auto Women's website says these headlight bar badges are scarce, that means something, because this site has so many badges on it, thousands of badges. And when they list them as scarce, they're not something you're going to see very common. I think it's pop metal is what I think it is. And that's true. Someone probably got swiped too. So not a very common badge, not a very big badge, and just literally kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, almost made them, vulnerable to, like I said, getting swiped, getting damaged. I think I've got the 66, obviously. I think I've got the 70, but I don't think I've got the 77. But I've got two of these headlight bar badges for Chrysler. We did the other one, several months ago. We got to dig it back out again as well. But there it is, the 1929-1930 Chrysler 66 headlight bar badge. The website is just very, very simple, AmericanAutoEmblems.com. One of the best out there. I look up all these badges on there, all these pre-war badges especially. X-Ray's trying to buy this one. I know I'm not selling this because I've only got two, and they're two of the three. I don't have all three. So I know I don't have any extras on these for sure. So there it is, the first badge, the 1929-1930 Chrysler headlight bar badge. On to the post-war badge, and we are barely getting past post-war. Jim gets an email from him every week now. But is it not a cool site, Jim? Yeah, I mean, tell me it's not a cool site, because there's a lot of cool stuff on there. So thinking swiping badges wasn't as big of a thing back then. Yeah, probably wasn't, but on to the post-war badge. Yeah, that's right, Jim. A lot of cars you never heard of them, for sure. Pete uses that site all the time now. There's cool stuff on there. But to get to post-war, we're going to go immediately after the war, because that's when this car was made. And it was not made for an extremely long time. They were gone by the mid-50s, but the guy that made these cars did make all of his money during the war. Henry Kaiser made a fortune building Liberty ships, which he rolled into the Kaiser Automobile Company immediately following the war. Now, this badge here is a beast. It's like the size of my hand. It was a front hood badge off of about a 47 Kaiser. It is super cool. Check this thing out. This is a beast of a badge. We put the Chrysler next to it. You can see how big this thing is. This actually had enameling and chrome. Eric's trying to buy this one too. This would have been green. This was here, still has some green in it. This has some chipping. These areas would have been green. The K was chrome. The bison is amazing. The bison has extreme detailed fur on this bison. The black is enameling. This is chrome. This was the prairie, but it is chrome, but you can actually see the grasses in the prairie. And I hope you guys can make out the fur on the bison. That's true, Pete. You could use it as a shield as well if you're getting shot at by gangsters. So this was a statement piece. But Henry Kaiser was a statement kind of guy. You know, I mean, he made a ton of money building Liberty ships. I think sometimes even questionable as to whether there was any war profiteering going on based on the amount of money that he made building Liberty ships. Considering most of those contracts during the war were a cost-plus based contract. And if you haven't read The Arsenal of the Democracy, and I do know some of you have read that, I think Pete said he had it. But The Arsenal of Democracy, we've talked about it before. Amazing book, talks a lot about that. But war profiteering was a real thing. As sad as that is to say, but almost all those war contracts were a cost-plus basis. It cost this. You can make an extra so much percent off of the government for, administration and things like that. And, but a lot of times that's not exactly how it went down. So Pete says it is a fantastic book. Yeah, it's a great book. Kevin L had to enlarge the screen. The cape, that's the Buffalo's cape. Okay. But this thing is 5.5 inches tall and 3 7/8 wide. 5.5, 3 7/8 tip to tip. It was stud mount. It bolted to the front of the hood, which it had to because it's a beast. But you can see all the detail in the back, how this is all cast in here. The studs are still there. And it is a beast of a piece. But it's cool. I think it was 47. I think it was one of the first cars that they made on the Kaiser with the bison and the massive K, because Henry Kaiser was kind of larger than life and he wanted a big K on the front of it. So he made his K. And you got to remember, a lot of cars back then had 3/4 of an inch or an inch tall letter across the front with the car name. Yeah, this K was 2.5. The K itself was 2.5. Where do you put all this stuff? Everywhere. I got cases and shelves and so there's the badges for tonight. The Chrysler 66 headlight bar badge from 1929-1930 and the 1947-ish Kaiser front hood badge. Time for story time. Wait a minute. What did I get? I got the big Buick oil can. Who wants a bonus drawing? If you weren't here last week, remember I stuffed the can full of all kinds of cool little stuff. Bonus drawings. We'll do a couple extra if we're going to put the raffle off for a week. That got the confetti flying. Sweet. Number one may have to just bite it and pay the shipping and pay shipping and exchange rate if we end up with one of those those bisons in the pile. Alex is digging the badges tonight. Drink badge. Actually, it's a good point, Alex. We haven't even busted these out yet tonight. We kind of got rolling. These fell off the edge of the keyboard and I forgot about them. We couldn't use this for a drink badge. Well, we could. I mean, after a few weeks of this, my arms would be a lot bigger from hoisting this thing constantly. But so yeah, we kind of forgot about those. They fell off the edge of the keyboard and were stacked back there in some envelopes. Better get these things rolling yet tonight too. All right, time for a bonus drawing. Like we talked about last week, we'll do these occasionally. Whenever we grab the can, we'll grab one. You can win one extra per night. Your name goes right back in the can, so it does not affect you on the big drawing on the raffles. These are just fun little things. They're little, and this is $3 and $5 stuff. They ship with your next shipment. I do not ship these individually. So let's grab a name out of the big Buick oil can and then grab a something. Let's see. Let's get down here to the names. We got one. We got one. Norma. Not even here, but she won. So let's grab something for Norma. Here's the packet for Norma. Like I said, the name goes back in the can. And we will write it on here. So, who wants to peek anyway? Anybody want to peek at what it is or leave it for a surprise? Everybody's like, yep. I got it kind of taped up a little better than I thought here, apparently. Yeah, we'll just tear it a little bit. That's right. Everybody's getting ready to buy license plates tonight if Norma's not on. Holy cow, I taped this one up a little better than I thought. Another little toy car. Another little Ford. This is like a 53-ish Ford. Little toy car. That's right. That's right, Bill. So we'll stick that one back in there for Norma. I'm surprised. I think we pulled 3 of them. Every one of them's been a little toy car. And I think that's probably about all the toy cars that are in there. I don't know how I pulled them all at the same time. We've got Norma's name on that one. We will put that up here for her next shipment. We'll grab something else here after a while. Time for story time, then on to some auctions. Story time tonight. This is a new segment we started a couple of weeks ago at your guys' request, which has been awesome, where I find some pictures of an old car that Dad and I drug in years ago and talk a little bit about that car and the story behind it. Tonight's car was kind of unique. Came from about 30 miles from here. I have an old salvage yard, which has been gone for over 20 years now. But in the 80s and 90s, we went over there quite a bit, and occasionally we bought some cars from them here and there. Not a ton of cars, because they were an operating salvage yard as well. But we did manage to pick up some interesting things out of this place. And I don't even remember the guy's name, but he went by Popeye. That's all I remember. He went by Popeye, and he never wore shoes in the summer. He walked all over in that salvage yard with no shoes. Didn't bother him a bit. But we were over there one day picking up a car, and there were some guys there that were traveling through looking for parts and stuff. And this guy was talking to him about a car, and he ended up buying the car. Well, they didn't have a trailer or anything with them. I was like, I don't know how I was still pretty young. This was probably in the late 80s. I was probably 12 or 14 years old. I understand how this guy was going to take a car with him because they were out of state. They didn't have a trailer or anything. So he bought the car, and then he came over and talked to Dad, and he said, I'm just taking some of the convertible stuff off that car. It's all I need. He said, you want to buy the car from me, and just you can go ahead and haul the car out of here. So Dad went ahead and worked out a deal with him, and he bought the car. And there again, this was back in the 80s, so it was still a cool car at the time. But in today's world, it's a super, super cool car that you never see on this 1953 Oldsmobile 98 convertible. I hope the glare isn't terrible on this thing and you guys can make it out. Like I said, it was a pretty rough car. Yes. Can I help you? Oh, yeah, your chair is still occupied, so you're back bothering us, aren't you? The convertible top was gone. In fact, that's why the other guy bought it, with some of the convertible top stuff. But it was pretty rough. But there again, it was a 5398 convertible, something pretty cool that you didn't see very often. Dad did eventually sell this car, and it did get built. What are you doing? You're messing up. Now you're standing on the mouse. Move. And this car did eventually get built. So, yes. You're bothering the chat, Goofy. I'm trying to pay attention here, and you keep bothering me. Yeah, going to get the mouse. You got to do something productive. So, not a lot of pictures of this car. I hope the glare isn't too bad on this, so you guys can at least kind of make it out. So it there again, it was a cool car at the time, and it did eventually get built. But I think back then, if I remember correctly, the guy that bought it for the convertible top, I think he gave like $350 for the car, and then took the convertible top and sold the rest to Dad. So get back. No, you are heading straight for the keyboard. That ain't going to work. That's right. You're going to crash the computer if you don't get down. They restored this car. The story that I remember is they did restore the car eventually. So, but there it is. There again, something kind of different. Talking about something Dad and I drug in over the years. Now, this car these pictures were actually taken out where Dad had his cars for all those years, where I grew up on, messing with this stuff. That's it. Dad gave $100 for it. So so maybe that guy gave like $300 for it, took the convertible stuff, or maybe he may have given $250 for it or something like that. It wasn't much. And then Dad gave him $100 for the rest of it, and we hauled it in. So pretty unique car, and definitely a great looking car. These big old Oldsmobiles, just like the Buicks and Cadillacs of that era. Amazing, amazing cars. The 1953 Olds 98 convertible. Yeah, still not as good a deal as Big Job 56, that's for sure. Except this was like 35 years ago. So who's ready for some auctions? Who is ready for auctions? I got a notepad here. I got a big yellow notepad, and I got boxes of cool stuff right here. Oh. As always, we'll start off with a few small things, kind of get things rolling. We've got a lot of cool stuff in here tonight. As always, what we do is I will hold up an item. We will look at it. We will check it out. We will talk about that particular vehicle. I will give you some dimensions. We will look at condition. We'll show you any defects. We'll look at sizes. We'll talk about it. We'll look at the front, the back. We'll look it over. As we're checking it out, if it's a piece that you're interested in, go ahead and throw a bid up there so I know that we've got interest in that particular piece. After we get done with the description, we got matchbooks, Mark. I've got matchbooks for the next several weeks, and they are great. Better matchbooks than we've probably ever had. So after we get done with the description, we will put it on the timer. We will go 2 minutes. I will hit it on my phone. I keep it right here in front of me so I can watch it. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. When I tell you a minute 30 has passed, be thinking about your maximum bid, because everybody on here has a delay. Some of it's 5 seconds, some of it's 30 seconds. It depends on your device: tablet, phone, smart TV, laptop, PC, and your internet provider. So Tony's here with us. Everybody's going to have a delay. So when I tell you a minute 30's passed, be thinking about that max bid, be ready to jump in and hit it. At the end of 2 minutes, we go by whatever I can see on my screen. A lot of times there are bids that get hung up. That's another reason to make sure you throw your bid out there early, because there's a lot of stuff that comes in a few seconds too late. Now, some of these guys, Eloy's been on it. Pete's been on it these last few weeks. Some of you guys have this nailed down to where some of these last few bids are coming in at 156 to 159. And Eloy and Pete have been really good about it. They've also lost a few on that, but they've gotten a lot of stuff because they've gotten it down that tight. So be thinking about that maximum bid. If you want to throw an extra few bucks at it, be sure to get it in because some of these guys are getting really, really good. So keep that in mind. Everything tonight is smaller stuff, so the shipping will be included unless you are a non-U.S. buyer. Non-U.S. buyers are more than welcome to play. However, you will need to have to get me paid, which is typically going to be a wire, which is $35 wire transfer, unless you can get a USPS money order or something like that to me. And then you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping, just for the simple fact that this thing kind of feeds itself. And, even like an oil can to Canada is like 20 or 22 bucks, and it's $5 here. So you can see how that would gobble up any extra money to keep this thing feeding itself by non-U.S. shipments. Full dollar amounts, as always. Thanks, Mark. Big Job's like digging his hood ornament. Yep, that's a cool piece. So, and check, money order, Western Union, PayPal, friends and family, all fine with me. If you have any questions, if you're new to us, not really sure what's going on, but you see something you want to bid on, go ahead, jump in. Call me tomorrow. We'll figure it out. My number is in the description part of this video. So if you're new to us, you haven't played before, but you want to bid, go ahead and then just call me tomorrow and I'll walk you through it. We'll get it figured out. No problem. That being said, let's boogie. Where should we start? We've got cans. Who watched the farm digging video from the other night too? Anybody catch that? We got a few cans off of that in here. And then, of course, license plates, hubcaps, emblems, just all kinds of super cool stuff. So where to start? I always like to try to start off with a few cheaper pieces so everybody can kind of get a feel for where their delays are. How much to ship a Buick to Canada? That I'm not sure. We may have to check on that, Brian, if you can't get out here. But we can get it done. I can put you in touch with some transports that can get it done. So we'll start off, with a few cheaper items so people can kind of get their feel for where the delays are. I will announce all bids to start with as we work through all the first few items so people can see where their delays are and see what they are seeing on their computer versus what I am seeing. So first off, we'll start with a can. It's kind of a rougher can, but it still looks pretty cool. From the farm digging video from a couple of nights ago, the lid's amazing, but the can is kind of tough. It's a Firestone automobile cleaner can. We can see the Firestone here. A lot of the paint loss on this outside perimeter of this can. You still make out a lot of the instructions on the back of it, but the top looks great. Automobile cleaner. So it's got a cool patina look there and an amazing top. Not quite sure how that happened, but I didn't take it off of another can. That's how I found it. So kind of surprising that it survived like that. It's a smaller can, about the size of a wax can, 4 1/4 by 1 3/8 inches. So anybody interested in the Firestone can? Yeah, that's true. Maybe it could have had another can sitting on top of it for a lot of years. Not really sure. A little bit rough, just kind of a cool looking patina can. So something a little cheaper piece to start off with if there's any interest in it. If not, we'll keep moving. And I've got some other cans from the farm dig from last week to throw up too. So we'll work through some of those. And in fact, why don't we just put another one with this while we're sitting here? We'll just do this other one from the farm dig to go with it. This is a grease can from that farmstead from the Bay Petroleum Company, Denver, Colorado. It does have some dents in it. This is a 1 pound grease can. These are both metal cans here. We can see the seam. This thing has great graphics. Airplane, car. That's sure sort upside down. Truck, train, airship, boat, tractor, all kinds of cool stuff. Number one says his dad actually stores his wax upside down. Maybe that's it. So these are both off of the Farmstead Dig video from Friday. Throwing them both up there together, ready to go. X-Ray at 10, Alex at 10, Travis at 13. So 13 is my high bidder. Let's kick this thing off on the timer. You're going to get both of these fresh off the Farmstead from Friday night's video. Leo at 14. Travis at 15. X-Ray at 15, but I already had Travis at 15 on both of them shipped to you. And there's the 1 minute mark. There's 120. Travis at 15. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. 30 seconds left on this one. Travis at 15. 20 seconds left to go. Just about done. Is there anybody else going to jump in? Or Travis, X-Ray at 16. And that does it. X-Ray at 16. Travis came back at 18, just a little bit too late. All right. Says big delay on my end. Yeah, that could be. Like I said, all I can do is go by what I can see. So. Now, like I told you guys, I'm going to try to group some of these plates together that are a little bit rougher. Some stuff that, isn't going to be $60, $80, $100 a plate. And, some stuff that is cheaper, but it's still, I'll put a couple of them together so we can justify the shipping on them. So we'll do a couple of these starter type plates next as we're kind of working into some of the better stuff. But obviously we start with a few more basic things, lesser dollar things, so everybody can kind of get a feel for what they're seeing on the computer and where the delays are at. This pair of plates is going to be a 71 and a 79. The first one, this is an RP truck plate, 183, 3-digit plate. It is bent a little bit, does have a little bit of paint loss, does still have a pretty good shine, does have the farm sticker on it. Actually says truck right on it. Back still looks pretty good. Standard size plate. Travis, 25. The second plate that's coming with this one is a little bit rougher, but it's also a truck plate. It was 75, and it's got a 77 sticker on it and a 79 sticker on it, but it is banged up a little bit. It does have some paint loss. It was originally green. Also has the truck designation stamped in them, and we see the year stickers over here as well. So we're going to do the pair of these together. Travis at 25 is going to kick us off. Travis made some yard sale money with Leo, so he wants to add a few things to his collection. Sweet. So there's a couple of plates. Let's get them on the timer. I'm going to make some notes here so I keep track of what these are. All right. Travis at 25. The pair for one money going together, shipped to you. Waiting for Norman to jump in. Yeah. Elliot's here. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. There's the 120 mark. We're kind of leaving Travis alone on this deal. There's the minute 30 mark. Maybe they're letting him spend his yard sale money, burn it all up here so he can get some stuff later. Travis at 25. Michael at 28 on Facebook. 10 seconds left. Michael at 28 on Facebook. And that does. Oh, Travis got a bid in there at 2:01. It was the second too late. Michael at 28. 1 second too late. I seen the 200 started to call it. When I reached down to hit end, it popped up and it was 2:01 on the phone after I just called it to Michael at 28. So that was tight. But I'm sure we'll get something for Travis here yet tonight. We're just getting rolling, so. All right. Matchbooks. I know Mark's launching at the bit for some matchbooks. Let's get a batch out here. We got a lot of epic matchbooks. These, like I said, these are some of the best ones we've ever had. And there's a bunch of them here. This bundle here, all international, but different variations of international. The first one, international tractors and construction equipment. Crawlers and wheel tractors, street flushers, and it lists different companies on the back for the international construction equipment. The next one, international freezers and refrigerators. IHC international freezers and refrigerators. And the new international truck. This is the L series 50 to 52 international truck. New functional styling, new valve and head engines, new engine accessibility, new super steering system, new outdoor visibility, new Comfo Vision cab, new specialized transmissions, new steel flex frames, new shorter wheelbases, new high-pointed rear axles, new longer cradle action springs, and new brakes, hydraulic and air. These are basically 3 3/4 by 3. They're all about the same size. Mark started us off at 10. But an awesome collection of matchbooks from the International Corporation, being appliances, equipment, and trucks all in one group. Mark at 10, Alex at 13, Charles at 15, We are live on the timer. Charles at 15 is my high bidder. These are cool. I told you I got into some great matchbooks. Mark at 16. She's sitting over here in the corner of the desk now. Right, kitty kitty? Yes, I see you. Mark at 16 as we crest the 1 minute mark. Yeah, somebody's still in your chair, aren't they? Alex wants to buy a Kaiser badge. 120 has passed. Justin's here with us. Minute 30's passed. We're just about done. $20 seconds left. I've got Mark at 16. Bill Disk at 18. Not sure what happened there, Mark. What happened that if Mark came back at 20, but it was too late. I wasn't sure what happened there with Mark. But Bill Disk at 18 is what I had. I don't know what happened with your bid, Mark, but something came out wonky on this end. So Bill Disk at 18 is what I had as far as a high bidder at that point. So we got plenty more matchbooks, Mark, though, so we'll get some more in here yet tonight. And in fact, if you guys want to do a few extra auctions tonight, you just let me know because we won't be on if I find anything cool and we go on next week, we may do a few things, but it's whatever you guys decide, Mark and Bill. I marked them to you, Bill, so you guys figured out. We got a lot more cool matchbooks to go too, so don't worry, we're not out of matchbooks. We haven't done an emblem yet tonight. This is a good one. This is a mid-30s Chevy. This is went in the middle of a grill. I think this is 34, 35 era Chevy truck. This is a great piece. It is V'd because it mounted right on the middle of the V of the grill. This is all embossed in here with chrome-plated metal. The studs are missing on it. Eric at 25 starting us right up. Number one says a 3-toy bundle or a 3-piece combo. A combo of a badge plate, cap, toy, paper. Well, maybe we could do that. It's a good idea. We could probably throw something like that together. So number one says mix up a mixture bundle. So what do you guys think of a mixture bundle? Eric at 25, Mark at 27. The circle part of this is 2 1/8 in the middle. And across the back of this is about 6 1/2. Everybody likes that idea, number one. Mix up a couple of things that aren't the same thing. Just mix up some stuff together. So we'll do some of that too. Alex at 30. You can see on the back how this is all embossed in here. Metal emblem, just the studs broke. Mid-30s era Chevrolet. grill center badge. Alex at 30. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling. And let's see what we got to do next. Tim Speed Shop's here. Now, it's still V'd. So it does still have the V in it. And it actually has a cutout for the center grill molding as well. And there's the 1 minute mark. $120 has passed. And there's the 130 mark. X-Ray says mixture of same year. So like have some sort of a theme maybe. Maybe we can do that. 20 seconds left on this auction, on this piece. Alex at 30. Michael at 35 on Facebook. Eric at 36, right at the end. Eric at 36. Kenny came in at 36, but Eric was who was there at 2 minutes. Eric at 36. All right, let's see. Oh, I got kind of a unique piece here. It's a small piece, not a big high dollar piece, but it's super cool. I almost thought about keeping it, but I don't know what to do with it. But I know some of our Mopar fans are going to like it. Appreciate that, guys. Charger, the leader of the Dodge Rebellion. From the Sid Bacon Motor Company in Salina, Kansas. Now, it doesn't say the exact year, but it's definitely a 66 or 67 Charger. But it's the fabulous new fastback that made it from the designer's drawing board to your driveway with all the excitement and all the fresh ideas left in. Disappearing headlights, 4 bucket seats, carpeting from brake pedal to tail light, center console, tack on the dash, 4 by 7.25 foot of convertible storage room with rear seats folded flat, 318 V8 standard, 361, 383, and 426 Hemi V8 optional on the Charger. This is a dealership postcard from the Sid Bacon Motor Company that says, "Thank you folks for coming in. I have a station wagon coming in, the 1965 4-door 6-passenger." So had these notes on the back of when they sent this to the potential customer on the 66 Charger postcard. Oh, that's a tag topper. This was a mobile tag topper. Mark at 10 on the postcard. This is an old mobile gas tag topper that, to promote, because show you use mobile gas. Just something cool. I put it up there instead of an oil can for a while. Market 10 on the Charger postcard. Kind of a neat piece. Great colors. And what do we do next? What do we do next? Coming up on the 1 minute mark. And there's 1 minute. Has a Lincoln stamp on it. That's kind of cool. Minute 30's passed. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was a jab at the Rebel or not, but 20 seconds left. Uh, 4-cent stamp. Just about ready to wrap this up. Mark at 16. And Mark jumped in there to cover himself at 16. Oh. How about another license plate? Let's do a little better plate this time. And there's a few more of these in envelopes. Nothing in their correct envelope, but just a couple of them left. This is another one of those that's in the year after envelope. We're just about to the end of this batch, of this big batch of plates I got. Trust me, I got a lot of cool plates coming up. Dad even found some stuff this week. But these ones that were like 1 year after where they took them off and put them in, that's what we've got in here. This is a 1974 truck plate envelope. And inside, we have a 1973 truck plate that I'm guessing was taken off when this 74 plate was put on. Got the farm sticker on it. This is another one of these that's in amazing condition. It's been on. Travis at 25. We can see where it did have a screw put in it. So it was on. But it wasn't on very long and it didn't sit outside very long. Alex at 45 is the high bidder on this thing. This is another one of those, the finish is just amazing. Let's see if we can see our numbers in it. If I can get the angle of the dangle right here. Where's my phone at? Let's see. There we go. Let's get this thing on the timer. See it counting? Beautiful piece. Standard size, basically 12x6 plate. This thing is completely original in the 74 envelope that it came out of. Alex at 45. Pretty nice and flat. Just a little bit of curve to it. See, it pops. The springness in it. Green and yellow. Packer colors. 1 minute has passed. We've just hit the 1 minute mark. Yeah, we'll just show it to you. Minute 20 has passed. Alex at 45. Minute 30. This was farm, so it was probably on a farm truck. It was on a truck that was tagged for farm use. 20 seconds left to go. Alex at 45. Coming down to the wire. Eloy, 46. That does it. Eloy at 46. Alec at 48. Michael at 48. Or 46, but Eloy at 46 was who we had at 2 minutes. So, beautiful piece for Eloy's collection. Yep, there's definitely some lag out there, no doubt about it. Oh, we haven't done a cap yet tonight. How about we do a cap? Tweedledee actually lost the feed a little bit ago. Eric's 10 seconds behind. Big Job's ready for some caps. This is a good look cap. Holy cow. You guys going to need some sunglasses on it because I can shave in this thing. It's almost about like looking in my computer screen, actually. I can see Heather right there. I can see all those cool trucks right back there. So Brian Dispatch had to reboot too. So yeah, you guys might want to hit refresh. Everybody might want to hit refresh. We usually talk about that. I forgot to tell everybody that time. Let's hit the Auburn badge here and hit refresh as we get ready for this cap. We'll give you a Hudson badge too while we're going. This is a late 40s era cap, and it looks great. Well, look at Gray Kitty. See Gray Kitty? Can you see yourself, Gray Kitty? Kenny's going to bid 15 and he hasn't even seen it yet. He's just that excited about it. All right, everybody has hit the refresh. We're ready to go on this beautiful Buick cap. Look at that. You can see everything. Here's my cameras. There's the Texaco sign on the door right over there on the back of the door. There's the Chevrolet time clock. You can see Chevrolet time, Chevrolet Sports Department. There's the Oldsmobile sign. Eric at 20, Mark at 25. This is cursive script. This is actually stamped in it. This is a metal cap. Back of it's even pretty clean. With a chrome overlay. It is 11 inches in diameter. So it's a decent sized cap. These edges are ribbed. So pretty piece. Very pretty cap. Anyway, there's the Roadrunner jacket. There's the Pontiac print. Let's get this thing on the timer. I got Alex at 30. Kenny at 31. Late 40s, Brian. I think this is 48, 49 era. I think something like that. Maybe 50. Alex at 38. As we hit the 1 minute mark, or we could just double check it right there. There's the 1 minute mark. Minute 30. We've hit the minute 30 mark. Alex at 38. Everybody's been pretty quiet here for the last several seconds. Alex at 38. 20 seconds left to go. What's going to happen? We're ticking away, ticking away, ticking away. Kenny at 40. Eric at 40, but I had Kenny first. Mark at 41. Just about done with this thing coming out of the wire. And Mark at 41 did it. And there's Brian Dispatch at 50, Eric at 42. All just a few seconds too late. Mark at 41 is who was there at the end. Let's do something for our Ford friends. Yeah, the lag's brutal. Everybody's got to be prepared for that thing. Let's do a Ford badge bundle. This is a good one. I like this one. I'm a fan of this one. And I've got these so I can sell them. We're going to start off with a 289. This was a mid-60s era, pretty common badge. Nothing too exciting, but it is just a good-looking badge. Great decorator piece. It is missing one stud. Kenny says 15. We're just getting started on this badge bundle. Steel Ponies Jeff at 20. It is about 4.5 long. We're also going to throw in one of these old Model A era enamel badges. This one's a little bit rough. It is tweaked and chipped. Does have a lot of the blue still left on it, but it does have a lot of chipping here in the middle. The blue that is left is a very nice deep blue. The button's gone off the back that pressed it on there, and it is bent a little bit. But that's going in there with it as well. So this is a Model A era, late 20s, early 30s era Ford Blue Oval. It is almost 3 inches long. So we've got those two. And the last piece, here's some of my favorite Ford badges. Kenny at 22. The 63, 62, 63, 64 era Ford 390. This is an original. The studs are there. Back looks pretty good. The Thunderbird with the rally flags on it. X-Ray at 25. Steel Ponies Jeff at 25. Alec at 25. So I got 3 $25 bids hanging right now at the same time, but I don't think we're going to end up staying there anyway because they all hit at about the same time. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Kenny at 26. Alex at 40. Mark at 40, but I had Alex at 40 first. Mark at 42. Mark at 42. Alex at 45. Kenny at 43, but Alex at 45. Kenny at 46. No Bronco badges. All kinds of happy faces and confetti, all kinds of cool stuff scrolling over there. Alec at 48 on Facebook. As we just passed the 1 minute mark, Alec at 48 on Facebook. Big Job says snipers are on the roof. Taking aim. Alex at 50. Minute 20 has passed. Alex on YouTube at 50. Minute 30's passed. We've hit the minute 30 mark. 20 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Alex at 50. And that does it. Alex at Mark at 51 at 2:01. But Alex Kalish at 50. Alec at 60 over here, just a few seconds too late. But Alex at 50 is who I had at 2 minutes, unfortunately, because we had a lot of other bids there. I figured Alec on Facebook had one more in him, and I was staring at Facebook there at that left for those last 3 seconds because I knew Alec had another one in there, and it just got hung up. All right, let's do some matchbooks for Mark. Equipment time. Galleon road machinery, graders and steamrollers. Galleon road machinery, road rollers, motor graders, blade graders, stone spreaders, chip spreaders, bottom fill scrapers. The Galleon Ironworks and Manufacturing Company, Galleon, Ohio. And a second Galleon road machinery from the Wentz Equipment Company in Topeka, Kansas. Galleon graders and rollers. Roller on the outside of the cover. Grader on the inside. And one more. Alice Chalmers, the advanced tractor line with an Alice Chalmers crawler on the front of it. Weston wants a toy. That's one thing I don't have tonight is any toys. I almost grabbed a couple, and I kind of ran out of time to get them ready, so I don't have toys tonight, unfortunately. I will try to do better on that, though. Alice Chalmers crawler on the front and a grader on the inside. Mark at 10. All 3 of these, one bid, Galleon, and Alice Chalmers, all kinds of cool equipment with cool graphics on not only the outside, but also on the inside. Travis at 11. Let's get these on the timer. Travis at 11, more hearts, more confetti. A nice little river of that stuff always looks cool, gets people excited. So, Travis at 11. And there's the 1 minute mark. I guess I kind of lied, Weston. I guess this is technically a toy, this other piece I just grabbed. So, There's the minute 20 mark. Weston wants a Massey Harris 101 tractor matchbook. Oh, he tractor pulls one. That's cool. Minute 30 has passed. Coming down to the end, Travis at 11. $20 seconds left to go. Mark at 13. Travis at 15. Bill at 15. I had Travis first at 15. We're just about done. Only a few seconds left. Mark at 16. And that does it. Mark got that in at about 158. But he got it in there. I don't know how he did that. Mark at 16. Let's do another plate. We've done a couple of these in the past. We haven't done one in a while, but they're pretty cool. On the 1961 Kansas Centennial plate. I've got a few of these, but you don't see them very often. These were not embossed. These were just strictly a painted plate. So finding one that's still in good condition with good color isn't extremely common. With the bison on it here, obviously showing Kansas 100-year centennial since they became a state in 1861. This is a Travis 35. This is a standard 12x6 plate, vanity type plate on the Kansas 1961 centennial. Travis really likes this bison. Starting us off at 35 on the Kansas centennial plate. Nothing on the back since this one is not embossed. However, these are original. This was original from 1961. Russell Johnson's here with us. Let's roll on this one. Travis at 35 on the Centennial plate. Alec thinks he got one. You may have. We've done a couple of these before, so. And I've got a couple that I've set back just because they're a sharp plate. Seems like everybody's rooting for Travis. And there's the 1 minute mark. Minute 20 has now passed. That's right, Kenny. Norman's not on tonight. Everybody better jump on the plate deal so they can get one. So Travis at 35. He may have scared everybody off. He may have threw a solid enough bid out there to scare everybody off. Minute 30 has passed. Sometimes that happens. You throw a solid bid out and then nobody messes with you. So nope. Eloy at 40. Travis at 41. Michael at 43, and that does it. That was a heck of a shot by Michael with about 158 left. Holy cow, that was woof. Michael at 43 on Facebook. Weston had one on a 61 Chevy pickup, but he took it off to preserve it. Yeah, I don't blame it. We haven't done one of these in a few weeks. This, I guess, this technically is a toy, Weston, so we can't say this is a toy. Yeah, Michael, that was extremely close. That was like 158, because it was like my last glance at Facebook, because it was 158 going on 159 when it popped up. So I don't know how you got those. I mean, they made them; they were regular. That's right, Mark. You guys are getting thirsty. I apologize. I don't know if you just could buy them, or if you could buy them when you picked up your plate. I don't know. I'd ask and check and see. But we haven't done one of these in a while. Travis don't even know what kind of promo it is, and he's ready to go at 10. Well, actually, hold on. We actually can't do this because it's in the wrong box. So I got to make sure I've got, because I bought a whole box of these a bunch of these promos. So I actually can't do it tonight because it's in the wrong box, and I got to make sure I don't get them screwed up, that the other one's not in the other box. So we got to hold off on that. But we do have, tell you what else we need to do. We need to do a couple cans. Cans from the farm digging video. So we'll get a promo here in 2 weeks once I figure out why. I just don't want to sell this and then not have and then have the wrong cars in the wrong box. So we're going to hold off on that. All right. Cans directly from the farm digging video the other night. This is 2 cans, Phillips 66. This one has a little bit of loss on the front of it. Phillips 66 special motor oil. This is a composite can. Does have a little bit of peeling up here. Information on the back. Top is intact. I will drain this from the bottom. 1020 SAE. 66 special motor oil. White can, green band, red letters, and of course the Phillips 66 badge. The second can, also a Phillips 66, Trop Arctic, all seasons motor oil. This is also a composite can, cardboard, drained from the bottom, directly from the farm digging video. No, the Pegasus I'm not selling. That's one of mine. That's an original, and those original ones are rare, expensive, and hard to find. We looked for a long time to find that one. So how about this pair of Phillips cans directly from the farm digging video from Friday night? Travis has 12 up there to start us off on these, on the pair of 66 Trop Arctic cans. So let's go ahead and get this thing live and boogieing. Yep, no problem, Mark. Travis at 12, both cans, directly from the farm digging video the other night. Chunky Butt got up, so Gray Kitty is in her chair now, so she's happy. And there's the 1 minute mark. Travis at 12. Steel Ponies Jeff, 15. As we hit the minute 20 mark. And there's 1 minute 30 seconds. Jeff at 15. Both cans. $20 seconds left. Travis at 20. Coming down to the wire on this one. And that does it. Travis at 20. He even tried to cover himself, and it's a good thing he did because Jeff had a 22 in there, but time ran out. Travis at 20. So I think that's your first win, Travis. Congratulations. All right. What else we want to do? I tell you something we haven't done here yet tonight, but you guys seem to like when we did it last week, so let's check this out. Maps. We did a few road maps last week. You guys really liked them. I've got some more with great graphics on it, which is the whole key to road maps. Yes, Chunky Bud, I see you. 3 road maps in this bundle. Time for another drawing, says Mark. Let's do it. Boom, big Buick oil can. Oh, and I dumped some other stuff too, but that's all right. Time for another drawing, says Mark. I have one name. Mark! Do that again. I guess Mark had a good idea. All right, so let's dig something else out of the can for Mark. Here's what we got. That was a good idea, Mark. It was time for one. But let's see what you won. Yeah, now everybody's saying do a drawing. Oh, matchbooks. You got an IH freezer matchbook. How about that for your matchbook collection? Not a bad score. All right, there we go. All right, maps. Ohio, the Miracle Foal Road Map, Mobile, the sign of friendly service, Saucony Mobile Oil Company. Has mobile on the back. I'll see if I can see a year on these. A lot of times it's kind of tricky. A lot of times they don't put years on them. So they don't date themselves, I don't think, but it says SM58 on it by where it was printed. So maybe I don't know if it meant 58 or what. But anyway, There's the first one. The second one, travel Wyoming with Conoco. For long trips, ask your Conoco mileage merchant about tour aid. Obviously, we can tell by the graphics on this one. This one is early, probably 40s era. And on the back, proved by millions of motorists, new Conoco Super Gasoline with TCP. Greatest gasoline development in 31 years. I don't know why they came up with 31 years, but they came up with 31 years. Travis at 10, Jeff at 10, X-Ray at 13. We got one more map to go. We're going to do another mobile. Pennsylvania, probably late 50s era based on the car on the front of this one. Ryland's got to bail off. Glad you were here. But we can tell by the graphic and the station, this is probably late 50s, early 60s. Has mobile credit card on the back of it. And I don't know if it says anything specific in here. I don't know. Have to do some digging to find years. But there they are, the three of them going one-shot deal. Lots of bids on these. High bidder at this point is Travis at 20. Let's get this on the timer. Great graphics, front and back, on all three of these maps. Travis at 20. Well, you guys heard that clink, didn't you? What did it have on the Ohio map? It said like CM58 by where it was printed. I don't know if that meant 58 or what. I don't know what for sure it meant. We'll see if we can see it on here. And there's the 1 minute mark. We've hit the 1 minute mark. Right here by where it was printed, it had a SM58 or something. I have no idea if that was a year or what, but is it Roman numerals? I don't know. Minute 20 has passed. Travis at 20. And there's the minute 30 mark. $20 seconds left to go. Travis at 20. We're coming down to the wire on this one. Travis at 25. I know there's another bid in there, but that got it. Travis at 25. He must have jumped in there to protect himself to figure somebody was going to take a shot, but we got him at 25. Cool maps. The graphics are just amazing on those things. Haven't done a cap in a bit. How about we do another cap for our Chevy fans? This is an old 60s era pickup cap. It's solid, but it's dings, dents, battle scars, but sometimes that's what makes it cool. The reason it's cool is it's got all those battle scars, but the paint is still presentable. The bow tie is still very presentable, and that's what makes this cap pretty cool. Who made the map? I don't know who printed them. But this Chevy cap is a good-looking cap. There again, sometimes the battle scars help tell the story, but what's important right here, the bow tie, the orange, that stuff really stands out, and that's what's important. That's why you wanted these for decorator pieces, because you want them to look cool. This is an original cap, dings, dents, battle scars. You can see the back has some surface rust, but it's not rusted out. Travis says, thanks to the nobodies and loves the show. Glad you're having fun with us, Travis. That's right, Kenny. Back when maps were, well, actually used. Yeah, good point. Weston at 7. This is 10 5/8 in diameter. This is all embossed. This is all stamped into the cap. The bow tie is stamped into the cap. You can see it in the back here. Great wall hanger. Sam's here. Glad you made it, Sam. Weston at 7. Leo at 10. Let's start this thing on the timer and get rolling here. Weston at 12. Leo at 15 on the Chevrolet cap. Guys, get ready. There's some cool stuff coming up after this. Yes, hi, Chunky Butt. 1 minute has passed. Leo at 15. Nope, it's not Auburn stuff. Not Auburn stuff coming up. I do still have some Auburn stuff, but that's not what's coming up. But there's some epic stuff coming. Minute 20 has passed. Leo at 15. There's the minute 30 mark. $20 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap this up. Big job at 20. Bill Disc at 17. Big job at 20. Few seconds left to go. We're coming down to the wire. Michael at 18 over there. I've got Big Job at 20. And that does it. Big Job at 20. Pete at 26, just a few seconds too late. I figured Pete was coming in on that one too, but Big Job at 20. That's a good looking cap. That's a great looking decorator piece. All right, this next piece is awesome. I'm excited about it. You guys, we need to have a couple of Hudson badges and some Auburn badges to even think about this. So that's right. It'll look great on the fire truck. We're going to do another badge, but it's a super cool badge. It's a super special badge. It's a super awesome badge. We're going to have another one of these to even think about getting ready to do this one. Because this is such a cool piece. It is such a statement piece. It's such an iconic piece for a car company that wasn't around all that long, but it was definitely in your face. And it's big, it's large, it's a super duper badge. That's right. And I think you guys are going to like it. I think you guys are going to be excited about it because I know I am. And I'm excited because I have 2 of these. This is my duplicate. It's going to be one of yours here in a very short amount of time. So, yep, Alex was needling me about selling it. Everybody was wanting to know if we're going to sell it. Eric at 40. We'll give you a recap on it real quick. Alex is just going straight to 100, bringing out the big guns. 5.5 by 3 7/8. 5.5, 3 7/8. This is supposed to be green. It is chipped. It is supposed to look like this green over here. But obviously, we've spent a lot of time on this. We've showed a lot of the detail on the bison. Let's go ahead and get this thing boogieing. Charlie's here. Alex at 100. This is great. This is a great piece. It really is. And you guys recognize that. Alex recognizes it. Eric said that jammed up his gun. Well, Alex took out a lot of bidders. We'll see if he took out all of them. We're going to find out here in just over a minute. Because there's the 1 minute mark. Minute 20 has passed. I think it was 47, Kenny. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. Alex at an even 100. Coming down to the wire. Is anybody else going to take a shot? Alex at an even 100. And that did it. I was kind of waiting for Eloy to jump in there too, but Alex took everybody out with that. But it's a killer piece, so I'm excited for you, Alex. Alex kind of took the auction out of that one. Alex just done decided he's going to own it, and he kind of took the whole auction part out of that deal. So that one wasn't quite as exciting. Alex just told everybody I'm going to own it, and that was kind of the end of the discussion. So. All right. I haven't done a plate in a little bit. Let's get a plate squeezed in here. Let's get some more badges squeezed in here. Another one, kind of a more common plate, but yeah, that's right. He took the buy it now option. Yeah, that is kind of a Norma move. This is a plate that, there again, not a super high dollar plate, but just a nice, clean looking plate. And it covers a couple of different years because this is a 76 plate when they started using the stickers in Kansas. Does obviously have great color. This one is used. It is bent up a little bit, but we'll give it our test here and see if I can get the angle of the dangle right here. If we can see the timer here, but I can't get the angle here right. Where's my phone at? Oh, because I was way too high on it, I think. There we go. There we can kind of see it. No, we usually do about 20, and we're getting close to that. So. But this was a 76 plate. This is when Kansas started using stickers after that. We don't have 77 on here. Looks like it was under the 78. 78, the 79, the 80. Back still has good color. 3-digit plate with nice blue color, white letters. There again, not super high dollar ones, but just nice, clean looking plates, which you can't find anymore. Travis starting us off at 20 on this one. Yep, bicentennial year. Yeah, but it does have nice deep blue, that's for sure, Kenny. That's why, even though it was a little bit banged up, I was like, yeah, this is still worth something by itself without having to bundle it together with some rougher stuff because the color is just so great on it. Just past the 1 minute mark. Travis at 20. And there's the minute 30 mark. $20 seconds left to go. Michael at 23 on Facebook. And that does it. Michael at 23. Travis came back at 25, just a few seconds too late. Michael, boom, slid that one right in. All right, how about a can? This is a good-looking can. It's just got a dent in it, but it has great colors. It is an all-metal can. Definitely has some age to it. Gulf Pride, the world's finest motor oil with the Gulf ball on it. Orange, blue, and white. You can see the dent right here. It's got a dent on the top. But, man, this thing has such cool colors on it. Travis at 10. Gulf Pride on the back. Highest quality motor oil refined by the most modern processes. Gulf Oil Corporation. A little bit of info on the back on this thing. You can see the deep colors on this. Too bad this one dent. And I don't know if you could put some air to it and pop that out. I didn't try. Kenny at 15, but still a sharp-looking can. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling here. I think this is 50s, maybe early 60s. This is what I'm guessing because it is all metal. You can see the metal seam right here where it was rolled together. Kenny at 15 as we hit the 1 minute mark. Travis at 20. Leo at 21. Kenny at 22 as we hit the minute 30 mark. Sam at 22. Sam at 23. Steel Ponies Jeff at 25. 20 seconds left. Kenny at 24, but I've got Tweedly D at 29 is now my high bidder. Lots of bids on this thing. Tweedly D at 29. Just about done. Blind to the last few seconds. Tweedly D at 29. And that does it. Tweedly D at 29. Kenny came in at 30 right at the 2:01 mark. Tweedly D at 29. Pete at 32. So some late bids on that one. Tweedly D barely snuck out of here with that Gulf can. Ken Schultz is 64. My parents had a Gulf station, and that was the can. So that clarifies a little of that. He remembers in 64 they had those cans there when they were selling Gulf oil. Hudson badge. All right, let's do a few more things here. That'll get us to 20. I've got 4 more pieces laying here. That'll get us to our typical 20 that we do. Kind of a mixture of things here. So I'll grab the first thing on top. Another plate, another one of those. This is, a cheaper plate, not a high dollar one, but still has great color. What's cool about this, except it's a truck plate, that's the only thing that's not cool about it, is if you were a Pontiac guy, it would be pretty cool because the number, excuse me, is 428. Pontiac made a 428 motor. However, it says truck on it. Pontiac didn't make trucks. So, but still kind of a cool plate. It's 1970. I like the color on these 1970 plates. It's kind of a mint green. This one does still have a nice shine to it. If we catch the light on it right, you can see the reflection on the paint on that mint green. Travis starting us off at 10. Mark's like, I made another drawing. Yeah, I'm sure. Leo at 11. This was also a farm stickered one. The truck and everything is embossed on this one. Standard size 12x6 plate. A little bit of surface rust on it. But just a nice, clean, not $100 plate by any means, but a plate that's still going to look good and display right. Tweedledee at 12. Yep, kind of like mint ice cream. Eric at 15. Everybody's at 15. There's a whole row of 15s. I had Eric first on my end. Mark at 20. 428 F-150. Yep, that would work. Travis at 21. I hadn't thought of that, Brian. That's true. Ford did make a 428 too, so. Travis at 21. And there's the 1 minute mark. Minute 20 has passed. And there's a minute 30. Travis at 21. $20 seconds left to go. I don't know if I've got any 60 Chevy truck caps or not, Weston. I just have to do some looking and see. Eric at 22. Travis at 25. Just about ready to wrap this one up, coming out of the wire. Mark at 23, but I've got Travis at 25. Michael at 24, but Travis is 25, still high. And that does it. Travis went with 25, and it's a good thing he did because I had Michael at 24, Mark at 23, Eric at 27 now, but too late. Travis at 25 is who I had at the 2 minute mark. Eloy at 29. That was really late. Eloy must have a heck of a lag tonight. All right, let's do a couple more maps. Those were fun. This is a whole different batch here. This is an earlier mobile for Iowa with the shield and the Pegasus on it. A Chevron RPM for New Mexico. And a Richfield, Arizona, Nevada, Utah. And you can tell by the station in these cars that this is an early one too, probably early 50s. So all three of these, the Richfield, the Chevron, and the Iowa. Steel Ponies Jeff at 15 starting us off. All three of them, one shot. There again, great colors, great graphics on the maps. Alex at 20. Brian, just hit the like button. Appreciate that. Leo at 21. As we just passed the 1 minute mark, Leo at 21. No, I already took an allergy pill. I'm good. Minute 20. We've hit the minute 20 mark. That's Taos Pueblo right across the street from Alex. Holy cow. That's okay. I guess that looks familiar to Alex. As we hit the minute 30 mark. Leo at 21. Getting close to wrapping this one up. Leo at 21. Kenny at 28. Few seconds left. Kenny at 28. Anybody else going to sneak in on him? No. Kenny at 28 does it. I guess Alex doesn't need it if he looks out the door and sees it every day. All right, let's catch a cap and a couple more badges, and then let's get on to the magazine. The next cap, this is a great cap, actually. This is, I think, about a 38 Ford. Great looking cap. You're probably going to need some sunglasses, by the way. I'll give you a Hudson badge to think about it. Kenny said his grandpa had a Richfield station. Sweet. On this Ford V8. This is an all-metal chrome-plated cap. The V8 is stamped in it. This is a bigger cap. This was for like the wide bolt pattern wheels that they had. So this is about 12.5 outside diameter on this thing. This is ridged here. It was painted on the outside edge. You can repaint that or leave it the way it is. But obviously, nice bright chrome, typical dings, dents, scratches, but a sharp cap. Mark started us off at 30 on this thing. I think it's 30, like 37, 38 Ford, but it's sharp. It's cool. It's got the big V8. Let's roll with it. Mark at 30. Yep, it's sharp. It can also be used as a hat, salad bowl. It is actually fairly deep, you know. But you can kind of see on the back, it's kind of tough to make it out, but it is actually, the V8 is stamped in it, so. Great wall hanger, great man cave piece. Yeah, popcorn bowl. Sam at 32. As we get close to the 1 minute mark. Mark 34. There's 1 minute. Big Job thinks he's got one. I think he got one like that. I don't remember. Alex, 35. There's the minute 20 mark. Mark, 37. John made it. Glad you're here, John. Minute 30 has passed. We're coming out of the wire. This is a great piece, early piece. Mark at 37. 20 seconds left to go. Mark at 40. He knows there's going to be people gunning for him. Mark at 40. Down to the wire on this one, last few seconds. Mark at 40. Just about done. And that does it. Mark at 40. Leo says his and Travis's can all go to the same place. So, all right, let's catch one more badge bundle for our Chevy fans, and then let's get on to the magazine. We've been on auctions. Seems like we've been on auctions forever, but we had a lot of cool stuff tonight. So these are kind of rough, but they're kind of cool rough. And there's going to be two of them. They are early, but they're rough. They're chipped up, but the way they're rough and chipped up actually kind of makes them look pretty cool. Highlander's here. Glad you're with us tonight, Highlander. This is another one. We've done a few of these in the past, but this one's pretty chipped up. There's a reason we're selling this one this way. Of the 29, 30, 31 Chevrolet grill badge, this was the enamel badge, but it's obviously heavily chipped. Now, there's two of them, and the reason we're doing these together is because they have really a kind of a cool look. With you can see the blue and the white, but you can really see the copper undertones from the copper base that they put these badges together with. No, we haven't seen Zach tonight. That's true. And then along with this, same thing, early badge, late 20s, kind of chipped up on this bow tie, which there again, we can see some of the blue, some of the white. We can see the copper undertones that they used on these really make these badges pop. Kenny started us off at 25. On the back, these were pressed on with a button, but the buttons are gone. Both of them won money. Like I said, they're kind of rough, but they're kind of cool. The copper undertones make them kind of cool. Apparently, you guys think so as well. X-Ray at 27. And let's get this thing live on the timer. Kenny at 30. Selling together, the pair of them, like I said, they've got just such a cool patina look to them that I was like, I knew you guys would appreciate these. So Alex thinks they're cool. Yeah, they're neat. And I don't know how much of the copper undertones you can make, but they must use copper on these things when they put them together because this stuff is all copper colored where it's all chipped off. So that against the blue and white does kind of make them kind of unique and kind of cool. Kenny at 30. And there's 1 minute. I guess I forgot to give you guys dimensions on these things. Let me do that real quick. The bow tie is about 4 inches. The Chevrolet, the oval is about 3 inches, just over 3. Minute 20 has passed. And it's about 3 inches on the bow tie as well. Kenny at 30. Minute 30 has passed. 30 seconds left to jump in on these. Kenny at 30 for the pair with 20 seconds left to go. Coming out of the wire, Kenny at 30. Everybody's kind of sitting there. Tyler at 32 on Facebook. Alex at 33. Eric at 34. Kenny at 50, and that does it. Kenny at 50, right at the 159 mark. Eric was at 34. Jeff at 32. All kinds of bids. Kenny threw a 50 out there right at the last second and covered it barely. But Kenny got it in. 50 on the pair. Tyler over here taking a shot on Facebook as well. So that one got kind of interesting there at the end, but Kenny snuck that one in at 50. Yeah, that was a heck of a shot. I got a little interesting with guys bidding over here and guys bidding over here all at the exact same time. So, but that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it interesting. All right. Awesome auction tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody playing along and having fun. That's what makes it great. On to the magazine. How about an Auburn badge? Tonight, we're going to catch one of the mini mags from the viewer box a while back. For those of you who remember, probably close to 2 months ago now, we got a great viewer box. Charlie, I saw on Craigslist that a 68 Dodge 200. I've got the only 68 Dodge pickup I've got is a half-ton short bed. And yes, there is a video of it on YouTube, Charlie, if you wanted to check it out. But it is on this channel, so. Kevin's got to jump off. Glad you were here tonight. Yep, great auction. Everybody was having fun. Mark says great auction, Johnny. So, yeah, we had a great time tonight. Had some new players tonight. Tyler over on Facebook. Travis got a few things for the first time. Had a great time with all of you guys, and thank you for supporting the auction to help support the time that I put into this. Plus, it adds great pieces to your guys' collection, so we have a lot of fun doing it. It's working out great. Thanks to everybody for participating in that. So, but a couple months ago, we got a viewer box with a ton of cool mini mags in it from the late 50s, early 60s. We haven't done them all at the same time because we don't want to do all that same era right in a row. But we haven't done one in a few weeks, so we're going to squeeze one of those in tonight. And we've still got 2 or 3 of these to go from the viewer box. So Travis says, thanks for the auction. It's great. Glad you enjoyed it, Travis. Glad you got some stuff. So, but tonight for the magazine, the mini mag is going to be the February of 1960 issue of Custom Cars. Believe it or not, that was a 51 Mercury. That's right, Shopcat. I'm so out of beer, I'd even drink Bud Light. It's just, yeah, it's just a picture. Yeah, just like the General Lee. No problem, Travis. Give me a shout tomorrow. We'll get her all figured out. No big deal. In this issue of Custom Cars, there is a lot of cool stuff, as always. But we're going to start off with something that we don't normally think of in today's world. The hybrid bird, although it's not electric, but it is a baby bird. You got to remember, we've got to take ourselves back to 1960. We are sitting in 1960. Mike hadn't even seen one of these mags in a long while yet. We got some in the viewer box. So we've been having a little fun with them. The 1955 Thunderbird Custom, called the hybrid bird. Obviously, we think of a hybrid today as half gas, half electric. This was the hybrid bird, and it never even showed the powertrain in this one. So I was kind of surprised at that. But there again, you've got to think this is a 5-year-old car. You know, actually, a 4-year-old car. February of 60 means this magazine was put together in November, December of 59. And this is a customized 55 Thunderbird. And a few more pictures showing some of the body mods. What was interesting about this was 59 Chevy grill, front and back. Now, the next section, the next several pages are all related. So we'll go through it fairly quickly, but I want to catch them because it was such a cool article. This next article is entitled Bolt-On Customizing. Bolt-on customizing, basically strictly for looks, not necessarily for performance or anything. That's true, Charlie. Either way, it was a head-on crash. You got a 59 Chevy grill on both ends, so. But bolt-on customizing in the next several pages, each 2 pages is a section. The first one, very common back in the day, dummy spots. How to put dummy spots on. Non-functioning, just strictly look like spotlights, dummy spots to sit there upside down in your car so you can see the chromed housing sticking up. The next bolt on, flared fender skirts. Adding skirts to your car. The next one, this one kind of cracked me up. And these are obviously bolt-on accessories. Header plugs, chrome header pipes with fin caps, available from Fenton Muffler Manufacturing for $10.95. Literally fake header dumps. Nowhere in any of these pictures or description does it say to attach these, cut these in, and weld them to your exhaust. It says that nowhere. You drill a hole in your fender, you stick this in it, you bolt this into the frame or the back side of the fender well, and you bolt this to the front of your fender. That was it. The next bolt on, a straight bar grill. And the last but not least, bolt-on accessory, custom taillight lenses in your stock housings. The next article on a custom car, and there again, you've got to remember this was written in late 1959. The article is called Chevy Sculpturing, and this is a highly customized 1955 Chevy. So let's look at some of the interesting features about this car. Chevy Sculpturing, obviously we can see here this is definitely 55 Chevy roofline. Custom headlights, custom grille. We see the scoops molded into the hood, dummy spots, stock park lights, but they're molded in and then they wrap on around. We can see the interior, the tuck and roll upholstery. And when we get to the back, we can see more custom accessories. The rear of this car was really wild as well. 57 Chrysler taillights upside down. They extended the quarter panels, mounted 57 Chrysler taillights upside down. Opal grille. We can see some real custom touches on the back. Looks like 55 Pontiac bumpers. I think it had a steering wheel cover on it. It wasn't uncommon to put a steering wheel cover on those cars. Yeah, it was a steering wheel cover. It looks like it's solid, but it was just a cover. On this highly customized 55 Chevy. Yeah, a lot of lead in that one. That's true, Brian. Now, another custom grill. The next article is on adding a custom grill to a 57 Chevy. I've seen this done before. It's a good-looking grill. They're hard to find, but it is an amazing-looking grill. I personally do prefer them in the stock car because I am is it Dick Clark in the 55 Custom? No, it was the owner, John Gualco. But it does kind of look like him. Yeah, it says it's the owner in there, so that is a good question, but it does say it's the owner. But this next custom grill, like I said, I prefer them as the stock version in the stock car, but that's because I'm a big fan of those cars. Dad's got one, has had one forever. And it is a very custom, it is a very unique grill, especially when you change applications on it. on the 1958 Buick grill. We see all these little squares in there. Now, this is a two-piece grill. When these came out of the Buick, they were two-piece. They were split in the middle. You would never know that by looking at it, but obviously to change these into a different car, there were different modifications made. These were all blacked out in the back, so these chrome squares was all you really saw. But it was a very unique grill and a good-looking grill. You don't see them in customs that often. They are very difficult to find, but still a good-looking piece. This one this article actually gets fairly in-depth with a couple more pages of how-to on going with the 58 Buick grill. Now, you got to remember, this is in 1959. This is a year-old part. So kind of a cool deal. The next article, the Dandy Deceiver, a mint condition coupe with Corvette power. A 38 Chevy coupe with a small block Corvette mill in it. Which brings us to the next feature car, actually the cover car, called Masked Identity. Owner Leo Lyons did his own bodywork to masquerade what was once a Mercury. So yes, believe it or not, this was a 50 Mercury originally. Here's some more shots of the car. Obviously, no color in these magazines other than the cover. But hard to believe that was a 50 Merc. It took 9 years to build that car. So basically, it was almost new when he started. The top was handmade. Here's some more pictures of it, more detailed pictures of it on the back and the next couple of pages. Pretty unique all the way around on this thing. And it is, I kind of agree with you, Mark. It's a little over the top for me as well. There's no doubt about it. But there is some interesting features on this car that we can point out. Now up here, the headlights, 55 Buick big car with the park light right here in the bottom. And the bumper bullet appears to be 55 as well. But that is 55 Super and Roadmaster headlights. 57 Pontiac bumper tips turned sideways for the rear exhaust ports. So, really unique. It just says headlights and bullets are Buick and Pontiac exhaust tips. That's all it says in here. But those are 55 Super Roadmaster. Special Century used a different headlight bezel and park light assembly. So that's 55 Super Roadmaster. Those bullets appear to be 55 Buick as well. Another typical custom trick back in the day, and these were simple add-ons beautified by bullets, and people use bullets everywhere. Even to the point where some of them, they would use like drawer pull knobs, things like that, whatever they could do to bolt on for different style. Bullets everywhere. They just put bullets everywhere on stuff, wherever they could bolt them on. Mark's still going for one more drawing. Well, you're out, but Mark's out for tonight. You only win once a night, so you're still in the, you don't lose anything for the big drawing, but you only did win once a night on the small ones too. So this next custom is super wild. 2 more articles, and then we're going to get to ads. And there's not a ton of ads in this magazine, so we caught most of the articles because there's not a ton of ads, which may explain why these mini mags didn't stick around very long. But and there again, we've got to put ourselves in basically November of 1959 when they're working on these articles for the February issue. And this article titled Bit of Everything is Frank Gehrig's 1958 Impala. That's pretty wild custom for a 58 Impala by 1959. Plunkerville on Highway Patrol on YouTube. There's tons of 50s cars in Highway Patrol. That's something that'll be worth checking out. But check out how wild this thing is. Travis is jumping off. Glad you're with us most of the night. And we're able to hang out. Auburn badge. The next article we're going to talk about, obviously, custom tricks back in the 50s typically involved pieces of other cars, just like we've been seeing throughout all this. This article is on bumpers. One real popular bumper, the 57 DeSoto. We see that used here on this particular car. Obviously, Cadillac Dagmars, always popular customizing tricks on other vehicles. Some very common tricks here. 55 Pontiac was a 2-piece front bumper. Very common to use those bumpers in multiple different places. We see the Oldsmobile grill bar here used. This was the bar that was on top of the bumper. We see it reversed and used as a rear bumper. Here we see a 52 Pontiac accessory wraparound that has been stood upright and converted into an exhaust tip. Once again, some 55 Pontiac bumpers on a 57 Ford, as well as some super strictly custom pieces that have been bent and made custom for some of these vehicles. That's right. They had good imaginations. That's for sure, Mark. And one more page of bumpers. Some pretty wild looking ones on these here. Big Job's digging it so far. Well, good. And one more feature car. This one's going to be a little more typical of what we expect to see for this type of a car. Definitely a little more common by utilizing a lot of the factory lines on the 1950 Mercury custom we see here. 49 Buick bumper, 57 Caddy hubcaps, a lot of the more traditional custom tricks done to this particular Mercury. A little more what we're used to seeing. Charlie's going to sign off. Glad you were here tonight, Charlie. And that will catch us for the articles. Now, ads, like I said, there's not a ton of them. And like I said, maybe that's why these mini mags didn't last very long. But As always, when we get into these magazines, we know there are certain things that we are going to see. Are those 50 Plymouth taillights, Mike says. Let's check that real quick and see what they slapped in that Merc, because I didn't remember looking specifically at it. No, actually, they're a little different than that. I can see where you got that at, Mike, but they are 54 Lincoln backup lights that were modified into tail lights. So I can see where you were going at, though, definitely. But as always, when we get into the magazines from this era, we always have the industry standard J.C. Whitney ad. Here's where you can get your catalog for free. The world's biggest auto parts and accessories catalog. And then again, another J.C. Whitney ad a little bit later in the magazine for their, again, bolt-on accessories, custom grills, stainless steel tubular type custom grills, 52 to 59 Ford, 55 to 59 Chevrolet, 58 Thunderbird, $19.95 a piece. Regular $39.95, now $19.95. But check out these custom grills available from J.C. Whitney in 1960. This is another cool ad here. This is one of the smaller ones. I'll hold it up close. This is for a dealership. Wall Custom Cars. Used and new customs from the West's outstanding custom car lot. Ford, Chevys, Plymouth, Mercs, Olds, Cads. We buy, sell, and trade. 14 years of satisfied customers. Send $1 for 2 pictures of customized cars. Custom cars at legitimate prices. Wall Customs, Southgate, California, right here. Yeah, that's true too, Plungerville. 49 to 51 Mercuries were too nice to mess up. There's some truth to that statement too. Their lines were pretty good to start with. Now, we don't have any Gray Kitty t-shirts or sweatshirts, so. Yep, cheaper than Big Job's fire truck. That's true. That's right, Mike. They did make a few bucks selling pictures for sure. Because, a lot of kids were reading these in school and they couldn't afford the cars, but they would send $1 for pictures. The next page has a couple things worth looking at. Tubular custom grills from the Detroit Grill Company. Channel type custom grill, stainless steel, assembled, ready to install, includes all brackets, all one price. Chevy 55 to 59, Ford 52 to 59, Plymouth 55, 56, and 50, $20 a piece. Detroit Grill Company, as well as the finest club plaques in the nation, custom designed for your club, heavy 3D aluminum or brass castings from the Stylized Emblem Company. So the Detroit Grills and the Stylized Emblem Company doing club plaques. Big, big deal back in 1960. Couple more ads to catch. Then we'll talk about the raffle and some new inventory. Over 200 pages of the most exciting hot rodding material ever compiled in one volume, The Complete Book of Hot Rodding. From Peterson Publishing Company. $5.95 for The Complete Book of Hot Rodding. It covers the hot rod story. Hot rodders tackle the world's engines, the true facts about horsepower, getting more horsepower from your engine, your engine's valves, the complete story of engine carburation, your engine's electrical system, engine balancing, facts on higher compression, the pros and cons of fuel injection, supercharging for increased performance, engine swapping for more power, choosing the right transmission, building your own hot rod, the ABCs of troubleshooting, and racing tire problems, plus a thorough alphabetical index and special glossary of all basic technical terms, all included for $5.95 in The Complete Book of Hot Rodding. All you guys are getting well go about hockey. Number one shop cat ever is about hockey. I don't know nothing about it, so I'm glad you guys are excited because I don't know nothing about it. I've been to a few hockey games. They are exciting in person. I do agree with that. So, you'll have to talk to Alex, number one, about the Kaiser Bison. Tony's digging the magazine too. I'm glad you guys are liking it. We have a lot of fun with these. One more thing to catch on this, the back cover, full page ad. And even though it's a full page ad, of course, it's still black and white. From another speed shop we commonly see in this era of magazine, Honest Charlie's from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Although a big chunk of their ad is not hot rod parts. It actually is a go-kart, the Mantis cart. The pesty menace of every track, the Mantis. Obviously, we know karts were a big deal. We see them pop up in these magazines pretty frequently. This whole section of this full-page ad, I say full-page ad, and the mini-mag, is strictly for karts. And then, of course, they've got custom tube grills like we've seen all throughout this magazine. And color chrome, kart parts, air cleaners, lowering kits, exhaust cutouts, all the typical stuff we typically usually see in this era of magazine from performance parts. This one coming from Honest Charlie's. So there it is, Custom Cars, February of 1960, with a cover price of 25 cents and a extremely wild Mercury on the front cover that doesn't even look like a Mercury. But there again, we had a lot of fun with it. That's what's important. Hudson badge. Auburn badge. So let's talk about the raffle a little bit more. We are going to extend it, obviously, because I don't want to drag everything with me. But who got in this week? Yeah, I'm not sure what they were trying to make that Mercury, but it's definitely something. Leo loved all of it, so. Plunkerville will see roller derby come back. That'd be kind of different, too. But who got in this week into the raffle? Mark, obviously. We know Mark's in. Dennis Chapman, Eric Roseberry, Alec Blanchett, Big Job. That's who's in this week. Obviously, this is the third packet. There will be 2 more weeks of this one now since we're going to extend it a week, and then we will roll well into May, and then we will probably, or is it May? Where are we going to be? Yeah, I think. It's kind of blurring together at this point. So we'll roll that into May, and then we will probably roll May into June since we're going to start it late. So we'll see how things shake out. But what the heck? Let's yank another name out of here. Why not, right? You guys seem to be liking the little bonus packs that we're pulling out of here. So let's yank out one more name. Then we'll talk about some new inventory. Then we'll talk about the videos that are coming up. Norma is out for tonight, and Mark is out for tonight. Let's see if we can get somebody else's name out of here one more time. Mark, you don't count. We'll put you right back in, though. Mark. If you guys haven't noticed, Mark gets pretty serious about the raffles. Mark, holy cow, I got to get these shook up a little better here. Here we go. Now we got a whole bunch of them. Mark, I'm going to start leaving yours out. Hey, there's something different. Dennis. All right, I'm putting your other ones back in, Mark. Dennis. So, let's grab a prize for Dennis. Dennis Chapman. I bet this is another matchbook. It's pretty light. Yep. Let's see what Dennis got. One of the international matchbooks. So one more. We got Dennis's name on this one. Like I said, on these bonus packages, guys, they will go with your next shipment, whether that's an auction or whether that's the raffle, whatever. These will go with your next shipment. So, need to get Dennis's name back into the can. For the raffle. So, like I said, we're going to back it up a little bit just because of timing, because next week is going to be a crapshoot as to whether or not I can get on. So I don't want to promise you guys something and then get myself in a bind on time. So what else came in this week inventory wise? Obviously, we talked about the Texaco signs. I did have one super cool truck come in. M-Series Studebaker, about a 46, 47 era Studebaker. It's got a flatbed on it, but it was a pickup chassis. Does have full length running boards. So it was like a 1-ton pickup. A lot of cool pieces on that one. We're going to be bringing some content on that as well. I've probably got 10 cars here I haven't shot videos on yet. So I've got to get on that and get you guys some content on some of this new inventory that's been rolling in and get some and share some of that with you. So speaking of videos, what is coming up this week? Like I said, I shot video on Texaco signs. I shot video while we were cleaning up some of the yard the other day. So we've got some of that stuff coming at you, as well as still got some ACD stuff. Still got a few Auburn Court Duesenberg videos, got videos from other yards, and all kinds of neat stuff coming up. Plus all this new inventory. I've got to get some of this new inventory shot, and because I'm getting behind on it. So, but anyway, with that said, that pretty much gets to the bottom of my sheet for episode number 161, April 23rd, 2023. Yep, that was an L series, 50 to 52 on the front of that matchbook. So we'll get that one out to Dennis with his other stuff. Yeah, it was fun that I even kept calling Mark's name, but glad you guys stopped by. Glad you guys had fun, and glad you guys keep coming back. Next week, like I said, if it works out where I can jump on for a little bit, we'll jump on and catch up from the week. But if that works, I'll throw a post up there at 6 or 6:30 so that you guys know that we're ready to go. It will be just YouTube probably. If I can go, I'm probably just going to go on YouTube. I won't be able to set up everything because I will be working at the hotel somehow or another. So we'll see what happens. But don't plan on a full episode next week. But we will, in 2 weeks, give these Troy trucks away. Great show, Johnny. There again, I'm still flattered by the fact that you guys think that I'm doing a decent enough job to compare me to some of those guys. So I do appreciate that. I don't think I'm quite at that level, but I do appreciate the compliments. But none of this would be possible if you guys were not here. So that's the important part, making sure you guys are here participating in the chat, making it a chat, because it's not a chat if you guys aren't here. Scott enjoyed the magazine on Facebook as well. Glad you guys liked it. We try to find cool stuff in these magazines. That's the whole purpose. So with that, we'll get some more content up. Obviously, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll try to get those Texaco videos up, some yard cleanup stuff. Tuesday, we will do Toy Tuesday live at 7 on YouTube, if you guys can make it by for Toy Tuesday. And like I said, I will be leaving at the end of the week. So basically, put that poster up. It would tell you that it would take up the whole thing, I think, because Big Job found me a poster of Johnny Carson. Basically, anything paid for by Wednesday, I will try to have out this week. If it's after Wednesday, there's no promises. So anything that's paid for by Wednesday morning, I'll try to have it out this week. Otherwise, it's going to be the following week. So just so you guys know, I know it's not a big deal to a lot of you guys. I just want to keep everybody in the loop so everybody knows what's going on. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to get ready to wrap up. And that's right, Shopcat at 1,000 subs. So congratulations to him. He posted that earlier, and I was busy in something and missed it. And I do miss a few of your guys' comments. I apologize for some of those. I do miss some of them sometimes when things get busy, but I try to keep up with them. Michael had a good time tonight. Glad you did. So had a great time with you guys. Appreciate you stopping by and making this thing what it is. Tell your friends, have them join us, swing by. We're having a good time, but it all is because of you guys being here and participating. So, so I'm glad you guys did. Cold War Motors. I've never watched Cold War Motors, so I'm not sure about that one. I think I've heard of it, but I'm not. Give me a call tomorrow, Brian, because I'm trying to get wrapped up. I got a lot of things I got to get done right after we get done. So tomorrow would be better. That's right. That's true. Mark says when the raffle gets here, he probably won't win one truck after all that. So, and I'm sure, competing. And I know there's things that it's extremely tough to compete with. Playoff hockey is a big deal with Canadians. I understand that completely. So I'm just glad you guys do swing by. I know that there's a lot of other things out there you could be doing that's a lot more important than hanging out here with me. But the fact that you do and have turned this thing into what it is amazing. So with that, I think we'll get ready to wind down. I'll keep an eye on comments here for just another minute or so as people are signing off. Make sure I don't miss anything here towards the end. And a lot of you guys telling me a great show. I appreciate it. I try, but you guys are what makes it. I build these on Saturday night so that we're ready for Sunday and have a good time. So thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for participating. We will definitely see some of you guys Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for some Toy Tuesday. And we'll get some more videos up. We'll see what happens next Sunday. If it works out where I can jump on, I will. But if it doesn't, don't be surprised. And we will get caught up here in a couple of weeks and give away some trucks. So that being said, thanks for being here tonight, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We'll get ready for some Toy Tuesday. I'm going to get on the road, see what I can find this week. Looking forward to that. Never know what I'm going to stumble onto when I'm out on the road. Sometimes don't end up with much stuff, but sometimes find some super cool stuff. So maybe we can jump on and share some of that. We'll see how things go. But anyway, thanks for being here tonight. We'll see some of you Tuesday. Have a great week, everybody. And if we don't see you next week, we will definitely see you in 2 weeks. And stay safe, everybody, and have a good week or maybe two. See you Tuesday night.